Bạn đang chỉ tìm một công việc hay một sự nghiệp đầy cơ hội thăng tiến? Bạn hài lòng với những lý thuyết trong sách vở hay muốn tham gia những dự án tầm cỡ thế giới? Bạn thỏa hiệp với một vị trí tạm ổn hay bứt phá để tạo vị thế riêng? Hcl, tập đoàn công nghệ hàng đầu thế giới trong 44 năm qua, nay đã đến Việt Nam để giúp bạn kiến tạo tương lai, cùng bạn định hướng sự nghiệp và khai mở tiềm năng từ hôm nay để bạn sẵn sàng lập trình ngày mai. Từ hàng không đến ngân hàng, từ bán lẻ đến y tế, từ dầu khí đến du lịch, vận tải và logistics, Hcl đã và đang giúp các đối tác dẫn đầu trong mọi lĩnh vực. Với những mối quan hệ chiến lược bền vững, với hơn 153.000 nhân tài trẻ năng động từ khắp các châu lục, với sản phẩm và dịch vụ tân tiến đáp ứng từng yêu cầu riêng biệt, Hcl đã cải tiến các hoạt động của doanh nghiệp tại hơn 55 quốc gia. Giờ đây, bạn hoàn toàn có thể cùng chúng tôi bước tiếp. Gia nhập Hcl ngay!
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to send my greeting and thanks for your presence in today's virtual session, Microsoft Data and Artificial Intelligence, organized by Hcl Technologies. The Microsoft and Hcl 15-year relationship is built to ensure the success of our clients, of our shared client, and Hcl and Microsoft leverage this collaboration to deliver value through industry solutions and client services innovations. So a key driver for Microsoft relationship is the Hcl infrastructure service division, continuing to expand rapidly to deliver managed services on Microsoft platform. Data as the foundations of all advanced analytics and machine learning is one of the most strategic assets a company can have. Development in data science, review AI services puts the work within reach for every organization on the planet. So, coming to this virtual session today, Hcl Technologies experts will bringing in-depth knowledge and practical applications. At the same time, they share about career paths as well as job opportunities at Hcl Vietnam. So if you have any questions, please comment below. We will answer in a Q&A session. Thank you. So to begin, I would like to invite Mr. Ravi, Hcl Vietnam Resident Director, to have an opening speech. Please.
Thank you, Catherine. Xin chào and a very good morning to all. Hope you and your family members are healthy and safe during this trying time due to the current situation in the country in Vietnam. Welcome to the 8th edition of Hcl's Knowledge Series, where we talk about new technologies, applications in the real world, and opportunities available to learn and build a career around the same. Today's topic is very interesting. It's all about Microsoft data and artificial intelligence. My name is Ravi, and I'm the resident director of Hcl Vietnam based at Hanoi. I will briefly talk about Hcl Technologies, Hcl Vietnam, and then hand over to my colleagues, Samanvay and Puru, to present today's topic. With this, we can start the presentation. Can you go to the next slide, please? Hcl is a 45-year-old global IT services company based out of India and with a revenue of $10.5 billion. We are present in 50 countries, 160 nationalities, and as we speak, we have got close to 180,000 employees serving us across different countries. We have been ranked as number one, employer in India in a survey that was conducted by Forbes in 2020, globally ranked 30, and in the Asia Pacific region, we have been ranked as number 5. Next slide, please. So this slide showcases how HCL started its journey way back in 1976 when we had established our company, and we started as a hardware manufacturer of desktops in India. And at one point in time, we were the largest manufacturers of personal computers. Uh, in 78, we had already come up with our own 8-bit computer, and by 89 we had come up with a Unix based system that was developed and manufactured and sold in India. Then we moved into IT infrastructure services, and finally into software services in 1997. 2008 onwards, we have been transforming our business on a regular basis, innovating, coming up with new solutions, moving to new geographies, getting new customers, uh, new service lines that are getting developed and delivered. 2018 was an interesting year where we started our new business in products and platforms, which was primarily the IT products some of the IT products that we had actually acquired from IBM, and other products that are developed by HCL. So now we have a suite of IT products, erstwhile IBM products and HCL's own products, which we are offering and servicing globally to our over 4,000 customers. And in 2020, we strengthened our partner ecosystem, be it Microsoft or Google or Amazon. And today's session is being conducted by my colleagues from the Microsoft Business Unit. This showcases our global presence. We start, if we look at on the right side, we start from all the way from Japan in the Far East, covering China, parts of Southeast Asia, which includes Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Philippines, then Australia, New Zealand, coming to India, where we started from, moving to Middle East, a strong presence in Europe, continental Europe and UK. We have also expanded in Africa. Recently, we have also moved into Morocco. Then North America happens to be our biggest market, which includes United States, Canada, and Mexico. We have got nearshore centers in Mexico. And finally, in South America, we have a good presence in Brazil. So, with 215 delivery centers and 60 innovation labs, we are covering the globe and servicing our clients with our new solutions. And we have also set up some centers of excellence, which I'll talk to you about in my next couple of slides. HCL has an integrated portfolio of services on three pillars. One is the IT and business services, which includes your software development, application management, application software, IT infrastructure services, and digital process operations, which is on the extreme left. The middle tower is our engineering and R&D services, which is a very important element for us. And this is one line of business which we have brought into Vietnam, and I briefly talk about that. And on the extreme right is the products and platforms business, which I already spoke about, where we have our own suite of products in different areas, in e-commerce, in data, in artificial intelligence, some accelerators that have been developed, and the other products that we acquired, products like Domino, Big Fix. So these covers the entire end-to-end service offering of HCL, starting from IT products, platforms, IT services, and engineering services. Like I mentioned, apart from our delivery centers, HCL has also set up some co-innovation labs along with our strategic partners. And this showcases the labs that we have in the US, in Europe, in India, across different areas. Vietnam also is an important place for us where we are setting up a couple of innovation labs. One is all around the cybersecurity. The other labs that we are bringing in are around 5G technologies and data engineering, and that is where we will also look for talent pool which are available in the country to come and work for us. So overall strategy for HCL revolves around three pyramids, as three triangles, as we can see. The left one is mode one, which is all about efficiency and reliability, which covers our application services, infrastructure management services, engineering R&D services, and digital process operations. This is contributing to around 62% of our revenue. The middle triangle is all about agility, transformation, and experience insights. That's where we cover new technologies and digital and analytics, technologies, new areas like IoT, cloud native, digital engineering, cybersecurity, data, and analytics. So today's session will be revolving around this mode two that we're going to be talking about. And mode three is covering our product innovations and the products and platforms that we've been working on. So mode two is contributing to around 22% of HCL's global revenues, and the mode three is contributing to close to around 16% of our revenues. We have a very focused approach when we offer our services to our global customers. And these are the identified sectors or domains where we are offering our solutions and services and products. So, starting from the financial services, which includes banking, insurance, other financial services like wealth management, etc. Then we have manufacturing sector, the technology and services sector. This is where we have tie-ups and partnerships with technology partners like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and SAP, where we are also doing a lot of product engineering work for them. Followed by telecommunications, media, publishing, and entertainment. So when I spoke about my 5G, initiative that we are trying to build in Vietnam, it will be coming under the telecommunication vertical. Then we have customers in retail and CPG, global customers, global brands, some of which you might be aware of, like McDonald's is one of our customers, Zara, H&M, and all, to name a few. Public services includes energy, utilities, oil and gas. And finally, life sciences and healthcare. In life sciences, again, we have got two sectors within life sciences. One is the pharmaceuticals. So we are working with all the top 10 pharmaceutical companies, delivering our services to them, be it Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Merck, and the medical devices companies, where the new medical devices that are going to getting produced by these companies. So those devices are tested, co-developed by HCL under the engineering and R&D services line of business, and then brought to the market. Next slide. Uh, Having talked about HCL technologies and our focus areas, when we moved into Vietnam, we had identified the areas we want to be in. It's a very clear focus that we have. On the left side, the blue circles are the industry verticals that we are, servicing from Vietnam. We already have projects and we already have know, customers who are getting service from our center in Hanoi. So, like I mentioned, banking, financial services, automotive, manufacturing, pharmaceuticals are the key verticals that we're looking at. The gray boxes below are the three areas where we are going to be servicing the customers. So one is the global business, where we bring in the business into Vietnam from the rest of the world and service from here. The regional business, which is in the Asia Pacific region, so which includes servicing customers from Japan, customers from Korea or Taiwan or other countries like Singapore or Australia or New Zealand. And the last one is the local business, where we do the digital transformation activity inside Vietnam, be it in the financial sector or be it in the manufacturing sector under the Industry 4.0. The orange boxes are the services that we have already brought into Vietnam, and the light blue boxes are the talent strategy that we have in place, where we are looking for experienced professionals to come and work for us across different technologies to service these customers that we already have. fresh university graduates. We already have tie-ups with some leading universities where we source the fresh talent from. We train them and bring them into HCL as full-time employees. And graduates who have 1 to 2 years experience, who have done some work in a similar kind of an environment in some other companies in Vietnam. So we are also inviting those people to come and get selected, get evaluated by HCL for exciting career in HCL. Overall vision for HCL is to have a global development center in the emerging information technology destination of Vietnam. We have been working very closely with the government of Vietnam and with the different ministries to set up this delivery center here. And HCL has come into the country under the foreign direct investment route in the ICT sector in order to leverage and also build capacity in Vietnam for the ICT talent pool. Some of the recognition that we have got from leading analysts like Gartner, Forrester, ISG, IDC talks about the areas that we are being recognized, be it digital, cloud, IoT, artificial intelligence, or cybersecurity. So there are five key areas which defines our values. So one and the most important for us is employee first. Being in the services sector, we know employees are our biggest assets, and we have a policy, we have the philosophy which is percolated down from the topmost, which talks about employee first. We treat our employees our biggest assets. We know that if we treat the employees well, they will in turn go and treat my business well and also the customers whom we are servicing. The second important element is value centricity. So any interaction that we have with, be it with the colleagues or the partners or the customers or the team members, we define the kind of value that we bring in. The third is trust, transparency, and flexibility. So all our interactions, we bring in the transparency, have the trust between, be it with the customer, the partners, or within our own colleagues. The fourth one is relationship beyond the contract, which essentially means that while we have signed contracts with our strategic customers or new customers, we go the extra mile and we go beyond the contract to start delivering value to the customer. While we have that paper in place, there are situations where the customers ask for some more services or more solutions, which we try to develop and deliver going beyond the contract. Finally, HCL is a socially responsible enterprise. We have multiple CSR initiatives running in India across different cities and towns and villages. And some of these we will slowly and gradually try to replicate in Vietnam as well. What differentiates us? Three areas: our culture, very open culture, trust, transformation, employee first. Innovation, all our employees are called ideapreneurs, which means you bring in an idea, you develop your idea, and you become your own entrepreneur inside the organization. So very innovative culture, and so many solutions have got developed through this innovation. Finally, uh, everything is outcome based. So whatever engagement that we have with each other, with the customers, with the partners, what is the outcome that is coming us out of that interaction? So three areas: culture, innovation, and outcomes defines HCL. With this, I would like to hand over to my colleague Samanway from Microsoft Ecosystem Unit to talk about today's session. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Ravi. Thank you for giving such a comprehensive background on HCL and HCL's focus area in Vietnam. So today we want to give you a view of HCL Microsoft partnership in the region at a global level, and the data analytics opportunities and the capabilities that the partnership brings to the table for us globally and also in the Asia region. So, first of all, I would like to start with giving you a snapshot of the HCL Microsoft partnership overview. Can we go to the first slide? Yep, thank you. Uh, HCL has a 30-year-old partnership with Microsoft, and it has been a huge partnership at both sides. It's a 1.5 billion system for us, and the uniqueness is it's a 360-degree partnership, right? Just like a lot of Microsoft partners, HCL leverages Microsoft solutions, builds IP on that, and provides services, right? And I will talk about all the competencies and the specializations HCL has built over time in these areas. To that, what makes us unique is that we also provide IT services to Microsoft and also provide R&D services to Microsoft to further enhance their products, right? So we are a premium tier one service partner for Microsoft engineering service teams as well, right? We have got recognition services. We have been a Microsoft US Partner Award for Business Applications FY20, and all these areas. If you look at the slide, recognition by Microsoft and the industry analysts for all the three clouds. So we are one of the unique global service providers who have capability across the Microsoft three clouds, which are essentially Microsoft Azure, Microsoft 365, and Dynamics, the ERP and the CRM business application portfolio now, especially with Power Platform, right? So the key area I wanted to highlight here is the joint investments and the kind of partnering to the table. You all would have heard the recent cyber tax increase, right? And Microsoft has been taking a lead in the industry to work with the government to mitigate a lot of those attacks that have happened. Now, as part of that, we have joined something called member Microsoft Intelligence Security Association. So we are working with them across portfolio, across solutions, and also helping them enhance their own products and providing IT services to Microsoft. In addition to, of course, using Microsoft technologies for our own employees for making them collaborate much more effectively. Next slide, please. So a year back, we took this partnership further. We created a dedicated business unit within HCL called Microsoft Ecosystem Business Unit. And announcement was done by our corporate vice president, Kalyan Kumar, and Justin Althoff, who's the executive vice president of Microsoft. And what we are doing with that ecosystem is we further driving the competencies, the capabilities, and the joint market IP that HCL develops, right? So I wanted to highlight, we are the Azure Expert MSP, which has been one of the oldest and the most credible Azure recognition for any service provider out there. We are Azure Networking MSP. We have Cloud Adoption Framework, Azure Migration Platform. And in addition to that, we are Gold Competency certified across all the Gold competencies that Microsoft has across the clouds. And the latest focus from Microsoft is towards advanced specialization that differentiates the maturity and the experience a partner brings to the table for our customers, right? And this is where you would notice that even though it's a newly launched program, not very old, less than a year now, we are already certified across 7 advanced areas on advanced specialization as well. In fact, HCL is the only SI who has a joint innovation labs in Microsoft campus in US in Redmond. And we work jointly with them on IoT collaboration labs in Lab 21 to create a lot of IP. And the best part is that IP that we build there is available to our customers and our employees to provide the next digital transformation experience to our customers globally. Next slide, please. So in addition to our partnership overview, I also wanted to give a snapshot of how Microsoft is taking further enhancing their lead across the Microsoft 365, the Azure Dynamics, the complete IT landscape, right? The way we call it, the Microsoft 3 clouds. During Insight this year, they have announced that while the technology has a huge play, right, to accelerate and providing the helping accelerate the digital transformation of our joint customers, Microsoft is also launching something called Microsoft Industry Clouds. Now they have announced intent to launch 4 industry clouds: the healthcare, financial services, retail, and manufacturing. And the first one that was launched was Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare. Now HCL is a global launch partner for Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare. The second one that has been launched is Microsoft Cloud for Financial Services, and again we are a global launch partner for that as well. What that means is we are jointly working even before this product is launched, during a private beta, during inception, and working on jointly developing that IP, and also simultaneously building our capabilities. So once this product is launched, we can help our customers leverage this product and build customizations and on top of the product, the requirements that they need for their own business, right? So on the left hand side, if you look at the bottom corner, right, it talks about the 3 key clouds Microsoft has, which has mentioned earlier, the Microsoft Security Services. Now, people don't relate to Microsoft as a security player, but Microsoft is one of the top security players in the world. If you look at identity, right, Active Directory has been a key. I think it has been one of the de facto solutions for identity. They have built on top of that with Office 365 identity protection. Today with Windows 10, you get endpoint protection and in fact EDR capabilities, endpoint detection and response also, right? Microsoft Sentinel, which is a cloud-based SaaS product, so has been coming, has got a very amazing market reception. A lot of large enterprises asking for it. I'm sorry, for it. And then across the 3 clouds, right? If you look at the Power Platform, the CRM, the ERP space in the Azure front. So on the Azure, we are working on all 3 areas: IaaS, the platform services, which are from both application modernization and data modernization, in addition to AI ML. And the third, the modern workplace, right? Bringing Windows Virtual Desktop, now called Azure Virtual Desktop, especially with COVID, right? The way we work has changed and it will continuously evolve, right? And the space at which it has changed due to COVID has enhanced considerably, right? So this is where we are working jointly with Microsoft with solutions like Teams, solution like Azure Virtual Desktop, to allow our partners, our customers, to provide a solution to their work, to their employees, to enable them to work anywhere, anytime, from any device of their choice. That's a key synopsis of the Microsoft solutions. Now, on the right hand side, what you would see is while Microsoft has already launched Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare and Financial Services, I also wanted to give you a snapshot of these IP and the accelerators HCL has built in these areas, specifically working with customers in these domains for last 20 to 30 years. So we already have a lot of IP that we are contributing in development of these products, but plus these IPs complement once these products come out, right? So we already have IP for healthcare, financial services, retail, and manufacturing in place. Again, these are areas that we are helping our customers accelerate their digital transformation journey. So that was a high-level snapshot I wanted to give you of the kind of solutions Microsoft is bringing to the table and how HCL services are unleashing the potential of the Microsoft solution for our customers. I'll hand it over to Purushottam now, my colleague, who will take you through the market opportunities that data and analytics is bringing to the market and how HCL and Microsoft are jointly looking at addressing those opportunities. Over to you, Purushottam. Purushottam, you're on mute. Purushottam, I can't hear you. I think there's some technical glitch. Just give us a minute while we get this sorted.
Yes, Amanvaya, can you hear me? Is it fine now?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, thanks. I think there's some problem with my laptop. Yeah, thanks for a comprehensive introduction about the Microsoft ecosystem unit. So my name is Purushottam, and I take care of the offering management of data and analytics, right? And this is one of the core and very important area, and also latest, right? So, and fastest growing, area in across the industry, I would say. Can we go to next slide? Yeah. So if you look at broadly, how this data and analytics market is growing. Okay. So while this is new, if you see the average growth rate of this technology is about 30%, right? And companies are constantly investing to upgrade their existing systems to get more and more insights on the data. So data is going to be the core area for every business from now onwards. The reason is they want to extract more and more insights. So before I get into the details of data and analytics, so I would again reiterate that HCL is Microsoft's technology partner, and we have the highest level of partnership. Secondly, both Microsoft and HCL we are co-innovating, and we have joint labs, right? And third is Microsoft HCL is Microsoft private preview partner. So what it means is, in case Microsoft is launching any new cloud technology, so they will give access to HCL to test the technology. So that is like a private preview. So this is available only to a selected partners of Microsoft, where we jointly work with Microsoft to make sure that that technology is working. So you may be wondering why, what is this partnership between HCL and Microsoft, right? So Microsoft is a technology player. They provide technology. They innovate. Their innovation is in the technology. Okay, whereas HCL innovation is the industry, the domain. Okay, for example, if we need to give a solution to a manufacturing industry, Microsoft will only provide the technology, but who will understand the business pain point of the customer? That's where HCL comes into picture. That's where Microsoft believe that to have the overall success in the technology market, the industry domain is mandatory, right? So that's where they want to partner with companies like HCL, okay, where they bring the technology and we bring the solution and also the industry expertise, and we jointly take the solution to the end customer. So that's where our success is. Okay, so Samanvay talked about the industry clouds. So that is going to be the next revolution, I would say, because the cloud requirements for every specific industry is different. Okay, financial services industries like banks and insurance companies, they have a lot of compliance and regulatory requirements. Unless until you meet those compliance and regulatory requirements, they won't move the data to cloud. Okay. Similarly, manufacturing has certain requirements. Okay. Similarly, healthcare, again, there are a lot of compliance and regulatory requirements, right? So that's where Microsoft is tremendously focusing on developing these industry clouds, where it can be a financial services cloud, healthcare cloud, manufacturing cloud, retail cloud. So they are bringing a lot of variants of clouds, based on the specific industry requirement. So we are going to play a major role there because of our industry expertise. So that is where we are, both Microsoft and HCL, we are partnering with each other to bring the best out of technology, as well as the solutions that are required by the businesses. So now coming to global data analytics market. If you look at this slide, this is a slide from market research future. Okay, so there are various categories of solutions. Okay, within cloud. So you talk about type. Okay, you have predictive analytics. So what is predictive analytics? Means you have to predict the future based on the data what you have. So unless until you have a correct data in place, correct past data, and you have curated it, and you have an integrated and comprehensive data lakes, it is not possible, right? Because you want to predict means you should know your past well. So predictive analytics, prescriptive analytics, descriptive, and customer analytics. So all these things are still evolving, I would say. And so we are in a position now providing solutions on prescriptive analytics. Prescriptive analytics means the technology or the solution what HCL is provided will understand the problem, it detects the problem, and also it prescribes a solution to it automatically without any human intervention. So that's the kind of solutions we are working upon. Now, by solution, so data management. So what is data management is, earlier there are a lot of disparate data sources. You have a lot of databases, SQL databases, NoSQL databases, right? And you have data lying in the object storage like images and all. So there are so many variants or so many silo systems. So how are we going to integrate and bring all the data to a consolidated area, like a single data lake for an organization? So from there you run your AI and artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms to gain the insights from the data. Second one is fraud security intelligence. So fraud and security intelligence is basically, nowadays you would have seen, especially from the start of COVID-19, there are a lot of cyber attacks. Okay, there are a lot of fraud transactions that are happening in the financial service industry. So how you detect them in advance, right? So that kind of solutions we are working upon. Data mining and data monitoring. So how you can get the best out of the data whatever you have, right? How you monitor the data. For example, live data. So you have live streams from lot of sensors. So now IoT is I will cover that. So IoT is going to be the next big thing. So where in all manufacturing industries, they are replacing the legacy sensors, right? And replacing those legacy sensors with IP-based sensors. So these IP-based sensors, they constantly stream the data on the performance of those machines. Okay, not only in platform, but if you talk about the connected cars, right? So constantly those sensors provide a data stream, okay, on the performance of the engine, right? So how you monitor that data, how you analyze the data, and how you get the insights of the data. So that is what the data monitoring. So there are various applications, right? And like your ERP, your supply chain management, HRMS, right? Database management. So broadly in every area, we are working with the end customer and also with the Microsoft. In the key players, if you look at the right side, okay, so Microsoft is one of the top player, okay, in this domain, okay, and and HCL is the, I would say, in the top 6 globally, a strong player in terms of the data analytics, solution and also the market. Can we go to the next slide, please? Yeah, so these are the key technology trends. Okay, so we call it as the emerging technologies. Okay, so while we continuously work on the the existing technology platforms, but our focus, we already started focusing towards these. What are they? Is next level process of automation. You talk about industry 4.2 and industrial IoT, robotics, right? And virtualization. So you create a digital twin of your plant or your I would say your retail store to gain the insights. So basically we create the exact digital replica of whatever your plant is or your retail store is or whatever it may be. So that is called digital twin, so that we can understand what are the various devices that are working in that space and understand what are the issues, okay, if there is any, based on the predictable insights whatever we are gaining from the analytics solution. Okay, it is just a replica of whatever you have, we create digitally and understand where the problem is going to be, right? So with this, person who is sitting in remote can actually solve your problem without visiting the plant really. So that's the digital twin. Future of connectivity. So 5G is going to be the revolution next in next couple of years, right? So now you can get the speed up to 2 to 5 Gbps internet speeds, right? So and that is going to the base, okay, for the next data revolution. Because of the speed, all these sensors, I talked about IoT sensors, so all these sensors will get replaced to IP based, and seamlessly data will be transmitted to the cloud, and where you run the analytics engines, AML algorithms to gain the insights. Distributed infrastructure. So distributed infrastructure means you have cloud. Now we talking about consolidating all your compute storage environment at one place. Now we are talking about distributing, I mean spreading that infrastructure. So while you have a central cloud at some location, but there will be an edge devices. Edge devices is a small cloud which will be at the edge. Edge means where the actual factory or retail store or whatever it may be. Okay, it's a small cloud environment only. So both can be managed seamlessly. It's the same environment, but the setup will be at the on-site of the customer, on-prem of the customer, right? So with that, you can process the data faster, right? And you can take the corrective actions almost immediately. So that is a use case for the distributed infrastructure. The fourth one is next generation computing. I know you all know about quantum computing. Microsoft is one of the key players in quantum computing, and this quantum computing is already available on Azure portal. And if you want to have a look and feel, basically the programming language is different, the use cases are different, and the quantum computer differs from classical computer. Classical computing is what we do currently, digital like your desktop, laptop, all these things. The use cases are different, right? So if you ask me, will it replace the classical computing? It will not, right? The use cases are different. So that is going to be the next big thing. Here there are a lot of players. You have apart from Microsoft, you have Google, you have IBM, you have Honeywell. So many players are there. They are trying to bring the quantum computing to as a commercially available technology. Okay, so this will happen in next 1 or 2 years, right? It's already there. They are already testing this, and they have implemented some of the I would say they are trying to evaluate these COVID scenarios with the help of quantum computing. But it is not completely commercially available for everybody. But yes, if you want to have a look and feel, you can log on to Azure portal and you can see that, right? Applied artificial intelligence. So still it is evolving. Okay, it is not completely matured. See, the artificial intelligence is basically how you train the system, right? So the more you train, the more you'll get the accuracy from that system, right? So in this area, you have computer vision, NLP, natural language processing, speech, and technology. So as of now, we are working in all the domains, and we have some offerings as well. We have launched recently, and they are available in the Azure marketplace. Sixth one is future programming, where this programming is basically low code and no code. Okay, so it is already available as a part of the Microsoft portfolio. You can refer to Power Apps, okay, Microsoft Power Platform, where that platform is completely a low code or no code, which means that even a business user can configure his systems, without even though he doesn't have any background of computer programming. Okay, so in future, all the systems will become absolutely no code, where everybody can program his own system based on his requirements. Trust architecture is basically the security. Okay, so security is evergreen, right? It was there and it will be there, because hackers are identifying a lot of ways to intrude into the systems, and this technology will keep on evolving, right? And in all these areas, HCL is very strong, and we are continuously working with Microsoft to launch offerings in the Azure marketplace. Apart from this, we are also working on a lot of sustainability solutions, right? We have already implemented these solutions, okay, for some of the automobile customers, right? So in fact, we are everywhere, okay, whether we are there in the technology which is currently existing, and also we are constantly working with our partners, Microsoft, and also we are training our internal people to make sure that they will be able to use the advanced technologies and create the solutions of the future. Next slide, please. Can we go to the next slide, please? Yeah. So if you look at this, DNA, which is data and analytics, is the key for everything. Without data, you can't do anything. Okay, you talk about COVID data or whatever data. For example, you talk about quantum. So quantum has a lot of compute capacity, right? Compute capacity in the sense that compared to the classical computing, the quantum computing is really faster, right? And it will have it has the capability to create insights at a rapid pace compared to a classical computing. Okay, and it will perform only if you give access of the data to it. How you run an algorithm? So algorithm, you need to have data first of all, right? Now coming to artificial intelligence and machine learning. So how you gain the intelligence? So unless and you have data, what the algorithm will do? Nothing, right? Automation. So again, automation is depending on the data. So it will learn from the past, and now not just the automation. In automation, slowly the cognitive capabilities are also coming into picture. So what are those cognitive capabilities? Is the system will continuously read and understand. Okay, for example, person is solving a problem ticket, right? First, you create an automata. If there is no automata or script, the ticket will go to a human being. Okay, and the system will learn how he's solving that problem ticket, and it will learn. Next time the same ticket comes, it will try to solve on its own. That is what the cognitive capabilities in the automation, right? So how it is learning? Based on the past data. Okay. The next one is forecast and prediction. We talked about predictive and prescriptive, intelligence. So again, this will be derived from data what we have. IoT. So Internet of Things. The key use case is why we are streaming all the data to a central data lake to gain insights. So unless until there is a data lake and you have analytics engine, there is no meaning of IoT. Edge. Why we are using edge? We talked about autonomous cars, right? And even now, if you see, there are a lot of cars, especially you talk about Kia, Hyundai, and many other top brands. They have already launched connected cars. So what is connected car is? Yes, there are sensors that continuously sense how the engine is performing, how the driver is driving, right? And they gain the insights. Okay, if there is a problem with the belt, so immediately they will give an alert that your belt need to be replaced. Okay, so that's about IoT. But you need a compute capacity, because the moment you are at a remote location, and the connectivity to cloud will play a major role. Okay, so there will be latency comes into picture. Okay, so now you need a small compute capacity so that it can give an immediate insight or immediate alert. So that's where edge is going to play a major role, right? So if you look at all these, data and analytics is the cornerstone for everything. Okay, and plays a very, very important role. Okay, so now if you look at the right side, we have solutions across. You talk about manufacturing, you talk about financial services, energy and utilities, life sciences, retail, and these are some of the verticals. And we have solutions across telecom and other verticals as well, right? So how are we moving ahead? Is you first of all you look at the information and you understand what happened. Okay, and you take a corrective action. This is the as is scenario, right? After that, you do a diagnosis. Okay, why did it happen? What are the root cause for it? You generate a root cause report for that and all. You do most of the things manually in most of the companies now, right? So we started automating all these too. Okay, and now we are talking about predictive and prescriptive. Okay, so predictive means a train is there, the bearing is going to fail in next 10 days. Okay, so that is predictive analytics. Okay, prescriptive analytics, yes, the bearing is going to fail on the train, but what are the actions you should take? That is what prescriptive analytics, right? So our journey is towards this. It takes sometimes to get that maturity level, to get the correct insights, and also the foresight. The moment you have a consolidated view of all the data at a central repository, and you have a mechanism to understand what is the data and analyze it and provide a clear dashboard in terms of the analytics, right? So that's where the DNA is a core area for the entire technology landscape, technology as well as the business landscape. Can we go to next slide, please? So now if you look at this, so this is a recent event that is organized by Microsoft, and you can see HCL right there. Okay, so it flashed when Satya Nadella was speaking, right? So from this you can understand the importance, okay, of HCL for Microsoft as a key partner. Okay, so as Samanvaya talked about earlier, we are closely working with Microsoft, not just on the solution and the technology, but also to formulate a joint strategy, okay, to address the specific industry pain points. Okay. Second one is HCL is a selected partner. I spoke about this, where we will get the private preview access of Azure Cloud. So the key components will be there. They are latest. Nobody can see it except, a few selected partners like HCL. Third one is we have joint labs, right? We spoke about this. And fourth one is access to all Microsoft technology trainings and certifications. Okay, so this is where there is a fair chance for everybody, including me, to understand more and more technology, right? While HCL provides a strong platform for all of you to know about the industry solutions because we are strong in it. At the same time, with the partnership of Microsoft, you will have complete access of all the trainings. Okay, whether you are into data analytics, or you are into AML, or you are into security, or into IAS or PAS or SAS, doesn't matter. You can opt for any training, and it's like a self-service. So there is a portal. You will be given access to the portal, and you can opt for any training. Every month, first week of every month, there is a training calendar that will be published. You can see your interested areas, and you can subscribe for those training, attend those training, and also can appear for exams, in the Azure certifications without any additional cost, right? So that is going to be a major advantage for all of you, right? Where if you go outside, there are a lot of money you have to spend in terms of these Azure trainings and also the certifications, where now here you'll get everything free of cost, and you can subscribe for anything whatever you want. Yeah, can we go to next slide? So from the career growth point of view, okay, so you will have two areas. I'm talking about the technology areas, right? One is in the solutioning. Okay, you can become an architect, Azure architect, okay, where you will be responsible to create Azure solutions, technology solutions. You will be closely working with Microsoft. Okay, all the trainings, again, I said, based on, irrespective of your role, you will have access to all the trainings, right? So here you slowly start your career as an executive, and you can mold your career like a director of technology, or creation of new service offerings. Okay, this is one way of pursuing your career. Second area is delivery, right? So whatever the solutions that have been created, you deliver those services to the customers, right? So here, if you are into delivery and tomorrow you want to become a solution architect, that is also possible. There's complete flexibility is there, and the vice versa. You can change your role. The specific requirement is you should have the technology background, and you should have passion to solve the customer problems in both the areas, right? So there is a tremendous growth potential, because this HCL as an organization provides a compelling platform for all of you to learn, okay, at every stage of your career, right? And provides you a comprehensive career growth. Okay, and if you look at the skills and domains, okay, so what are the skills? I would say in both the areas. So one is definitely the market understanding. Okay, as a if you are in corporate, you should understand where the market is moving, right? Who are my key competitors? What are the growth areas? How the technology is growing? How the industry is growing? So that is about the market understanding. Technology understanding. Okay, so what are the various? You should have passion to know about the new things in technologies. If you talk about Azure, every week or every month they launch about 3 to 4 services, Azure services. Okay, that's the pace where the technology is evolving. So unless until you have a curiosity to learn, unless until you have a platform to learn, okay, so it will be challenging for you to progress your career. So you should be enthusiastic, you should be curious to learn new things always, and HCL provides you that, right? Industry understanding. So I spoke about this. Microsoft provides the technology platform, whereas HCL is strong in industry solutions, right? So you will have both. Okay, it's technology from Azure and also industry understanding. So then you will be the complete all-rounder. And domains. So what are the technology domains is Azure Cloud Infrastructure, right? Data and analytics, IoT, and security. So any area, you can choose the area and you can interchange your skills or interchange your, for example, you have become a Azure Cloud Infrastructure architect or a delivery person, and tomorrow you want to get into data analytics. It is very easy, provided you have the background and the skills, and HCL encourages that to be an all-rounder, right? Can we go to next slide? Yeah, so what HCL provide? Okay, so HCL provides, these are some of the snapshot. You can see the portal, you can, on top, you can see we have a common, we have access to Microsoft Enterprise Skills Initiatives, right? This is from my login page. So I just wanted to give you a realistic picture, okay, how it look like. So here you can see all the trainings that are, available. You can subscribe for them and you can attend them. Okay, so there are a lot of instructor based trainings where Microsoft instructor will teach you. It will be a 2-day session. Okay, so half day, so total you have to spend about 10 hours on the training. So it will be completely a virtual training provided by Microsoft instructor, right? Secondly, you have self-paced trainings, right? You can subscribe for any training. Content is available on the Azure portal, and you can start studying that. And also at the end of every section there will be a small quiz where you can assess yourself to what extent you understood about that particular chapter, right? So what HCL provides is self-learning and instructor-led trainings. Okay, both we have access as a partner of Microsoft. We publish monthly calendars, we have free certification programs, and we have access to technology private previews, and we have dedicated technology trainings from Microsoft SMEs. Okay, so this last one is exclusively for partners like us, right? For example, you are a group of people and there is a new product from Microsoft and you want to know. We can arrange those trainings from Microsoft. There is a Microsoft Direct, we have people aligned from Microsoft who closely work with us, and they bring their Azure product managers from the backend, and it will be a real-time training, for us on especially on the new service areas, right? So this is what are the advantages of joining HCL, right? You will have both technology as well as industry uh, uh, trainings and industry knowledge. Can we go to next slide, please? So I will talk about a couple of case studies here. Okay, so these are very advanced in nature. So I'll just give a brief. Okay, so there is a large utility customer in US. So first of all, I'll talk about the pain points. So utilities, they are into power transmit and distribution, right? So if you talk about power transmit and distribution, these transmission lines pass through forests, hills, whatever, right? Mountains, wherever, right? But how you manage them, how you monitor those transmission lines? So there can be a lot of trees growing, right? There will be a lot of birds there, building their nests on the transmission lines, right? So there may be a lot of rust that is getting accumulated on the transmission towers. Okay, so how you monitor them? Okay, so this is the solution. So what this solution is all about, we have drones, right? So these drones, we fly these drones along the transmission lines. So what they do is they capture the data, okay, along the transmission lines. They capture the minute details of these transmission lines, so bird nest, vegetation, which means growth of trees, right? and any possible threat for the transmission lines is clearly visible from these drones, because they have a camera and they feed the data to the cloud. Okay, now you got the data. So how you analyze data? So one is you manually look at all the videos. It is next to impossible. So typically transmission lines, they run for thousands of kilometers. So it is manually impossible to look at every video and look at every minute detail. So we have an AI-based engine on Azure. Okay, so it takes all the feeds. All the feeds will come and sit in a data lake. There we run the AI and machine learning algorithms, and those algorithms will find the possible threats for those transmission lines, right? They can give the visibility of those areas where there are chances of growth of trees in future. Now the tree may be a small plant, but next 6 months or so it may touch the transmission line, right? So that's the kind of visibility it provides. Okay, and it will give a complete insight along with the pictures, saying that at this tower there is a chance that the tree may grow in next 6 months and you have to take care of it. Okay, similarly rusting, okay, it captures the complete picture of that transmission tower. Which tower, it will give an insight that yes, there is rust is getting accumulated and you have to take corrective action, else there is a chance of failure, right? So we are gaining these kind of insights. Okay, similarly, so this is just the basic summary of the solution and how advanced these solutions are, right? So can we go to next slide, please? So now, so this is for one of the leading medical equipment manufacturer, right? So this solution is basically providing a real-time insights. For example, you have a plant and you have a senior management sitting in offices, and you have people who are actually working on the shop floors, right? You need to provide insights. So there are insights required for every persona in the organization. So as a CEO, you may need some other analytics, like for example, talk about how the sales is going, okay, how many devices we sold in a day and how much is the pipeline. So that is the CEO's responsible to make sure that the sales growth is there, right? Similarly, people who are on the shop floor, what kind of insights they do they need, that which machine is going to have problem in in future, right? Or which machine may go down, okay, it will hamper my overall production, right? So that kind of insights you have to provide to the people who are at the shop floor. Okay, so this solution covers the insights that are required for the top floor, like your management executives, and also people at the shop floor. So it's a comprehensive solution for a manufacturing industry. It will help the enterprise to understand the possible downtimes. Maybe it may be a machine failure or it may be any other thing. So it will give a predictive and prescriptive insights so that you can reduce the overall downtime of the plant or the factory, right? With this, what will happen is your production will increase, right? Failure rates will go down. Your predictability is more, right? So you can meet the market requirements and accordingly you can plan your production. So there are so many use cases. So this solution will provide, right? So this is another use case, and apparently I would say that this is identified as one of the top offering by Microsoft in 2020, top analytics offering, right? So these are the solutions we are working upon now. Okay, and both of them are available on Azure Marketplace. Okay, if you want to have, you can just go to Azure Marketplace. It is accessible to everybody, and you can see the solutions what we have, and you just type Hcl and you'll see all the solutions that are there. Can we go to next slide, please? So from awards and recognition point of view, we have 25 plus Microsoft Partner Awards of Excellence. right? And we are the largest partner, and we have a strong relationship from few decades from now, and we are the Microsoft global partner. So you name the specialization and partnership certification, we have it in a nutshell from Microsoft point of view. And you name the competency and we have it. You name the advanced technology capabilities, we have it, right? So in a nutshell, we are there everywhere, and we have every capability in terms of the Microsoft portfolio, whether it is Azure, it is Office 365, like your Teams and all the solutions, and also Microsoft ERP, which is Dynamics 365, and also Power Platform. So all these things combined will be a complete seamless solution. So for example, Azure will provide infrastructure, compute, data and analytics, right? How you view the analytics. So how you view the analytics is through Power Platform. So it will give a complete dashboard, no code, low code environment, right? And now how you integrate that alerts with your endpoints, your laptops. So there is a seamless integration with Teams, right? You can see all the insights, on the dashboard. And Dynamics 365 plays a very important role because it is the organization ERP. So all these things, combining together will be a seamless solution for any enterprise. Yeah. So with that, I would like to end this presentation on the capabilities of Microsoft Azure DNA, and also what we provide for your career growth. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mr. Samavin and Mr. Purushottam, for your presentation. And this sharing has also closed the main topic of our event today. So now let's move on to the Q&A session. If you have any question, please comment below and we are happy to answer. So we have, because of we are running out of time, so I just pick one or two questions and the rest we will answer to email. So the first question, how Hcl is going to transfer or guide people in Vietnam approaching the technologies?
Okay, I can take that question. So HCL, with this focused approach for Vietnam across different technologies which we have identified. So Microsoft is one area where we are going to be building the capacity in Vietnam. We would be training the people, uh, not only the experienced people who are coming in, but also the fresher pool whom we will train along with the Microsoft technologies and the certifications that we are going to be working on, in order to ensure that we have the people with the relevant knowledge on different platforms and different areas of Microsoft, be it digital areas, be it the analytics, be it the cloud, like Microsoft Azure, which Puru talked about. We have already started developing this for Vietnam, and going forward, we will be rolling it out very soon.
Another question. Let me check. So, how many financial institutions in APAC HCL client are using Microsoft Cloud?
Samanmay, would you like to answer that, or maybe we can get those details later?
So there are a lot of financial institutions that leverage Microsoft technologies, right? Microsoft technologies are ubiquitous, and the way it's moving now with the industry clouds, the the on-prem and the on-cloud services are also undergoing a hybrid services, right? So there are a lot of financial services customers in APAC who are using Microsoft technologies. There are a couple of RFPs that we are already working in, a couple of new projects we are building in hybrid data environments, both on cloud, where the project entails both on-prem and on cloud, right? So I would say there are a lot of such customers. Now we will have a HCL view of that, right? Because there are a lot of customers who would be using it by themselves as well. So what I would say is we can't quantify that, but I can tell you for sure that 80 to 90% of customers are using Microsoft Cloud in one way or the other.
Thank you. Thank you for your answers. And this also close the the topic today. And before closing, please complete the feedback form and sharing in the chat box. Your feedback is very important for quality improvement in the next seminar. I know that there's still a lot of questions, but we are running out of time, so we can answer the remaining questions through email or inbox. So hope today's event will bring you useful knowledge. If you have interest in career opportunities at Hcl, please visit hclvietnam.com to find out our available jobs. And thank you for attending our virtual sessions. Have a good weekend, then goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.